You need a commodity to divide labor more than you need any single commodity for any single person. Because if the division of labor breaks down, you're eating each other's brains. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to eat each other's brains. The point of gold and silver is to not eat people's brains, which is, you know, I'm not really into eating brains so much these days. I have like a fear of mad cow disease. So it's like the one organ I don't eat. I'd rather not be in that situation. So that's why I hoard gold. That's the only reason, because I don't want to eat brains. You can quote me on that. Okay. Hey guys, Rafi here from the End Game Investor. And today we're going to go through the process of hyperinflation. What happens? What goes up first? What goes up second? What goes up third? What goes up sixth? Because I forgot 4 and 5, but that's okay. I'm not very good at counting. Anyway, we're going to go through a few countries and compare them to Weimar, and we're going to find the odd country out. And what do we do about that odd country? I don't know. You can decide what to do yourself, but here are the facts. The facts are, when money dies, the most important commodity that anyone needs is money itself. And money, yes, is a commodity. All of the currencies that we trade around are derivatives of money, and all the digital information that we trade around are derivatives of currency, and all the stocks that we trade around are derivatives of currency as well. Everything is a derivative of currency except for gold, which is money and currency of itself, a derivative of gold. Therefore, when money dies, the first thing you need is not food and water. You need money, because you need to maintain a division of labor. When a division of labor breaks down, that is a zombie apocalypse, because nobody knows what they have to do for the day. Nobody knows how much they have to save, and therefore they stop working. And when they stop working, they have to get food. And the only way they can get food when they stop working is to take it from other people. So you need a division of labor, and for that, you need a functioning money. So you need a division of labor, or your society will descend into anarchy in the bad sense,
leading to anarchy of biblical proportions. It's in Revelations, people!
It comes before food, it comes before water, it comes before anything. Because if you don't have a functioning money or a functioning currency based on a money, you will end up in a Mad Max society where most people will die. There's always food or water available. There is not always a money with which to distribute it equitably based on value. And to do that, you need a money. And so that is why in a hyperinflationary environment, when the money substitute is dying, you either return to money or the society implodes in the worst way possible. So that is why the prices of everything fall dramatically in terms of real money, which is gold and silver, which is why gold and silver make a moonshot, which is not really them making a moonshot. It is the substitute, the money substitute, the currency dying. So we're going to look at a few charts to show how this has happened in the past and how it is happening now to several countries. And there's one that's a little bit off that shows indeed how its stock market is extremely overvalued at this time, in my little humble opinion of moneyness. So I picked the worst countries now that are experiencing the worst hyperinflation. Their money substitutes are dying, and they keep printing more and more because they need to save their banking systems. They can either choose between a banking collapse or a currency collapse, and they are all choosing currency collapse because there really is no other choice. Because if they allow a banking collapse and the people who are printing the money are out of a job and they have to run away or get eaten alive by a mob, which is not generally that fun of a thing. You know, talk to Mussolini and all the other people that got beaten in the streets and stuff.
The partisans had just killed Mussolini. The bodies of the ex-dictator, his mistress, and fellow fascists were left lying in the square, and the enraged Italians took the opportunity of kicking them and flinging rubbish on them. The final ghastly scene was the hanging of the bodies upside down outside a petrol station. Well, at least it's a warning to all remaining fascists everywhere.
Anyway, so we have Turkish stocks. The Turkish stock market is up 712% in lira. But, you know, 712, that sounds amazing. But, you know, look at gold. Gold is up 2,000% in lira over the same time frame. These are both 10-year charts from July 2013, and it's now July 2023. This is July 2013, up 2,000% versus up 712%, which means Turkish stocks are way down in terms of gold, in terms of real money. The market is starving for real money. Let's go to the next hyperinflationary country that is now in hyperinflation? Well, we see here that Lebanese stocks are 56% up 56% in Lebanese something pounds. Did you even know that the Lebanon currency was called a pound? Well, it is. And look at that. It's up 56% in pounds over the past 10 years. That's amazing. Everyone who invested in the Lebanese stock market is at 56%. But look at the price of gold in Lebanese pounds. And that is, oh, look at that. It's up 1,472%. I don't know what this thing is, what this huge spike is. It could be some kind of market going back to par, or some kind of regulation being removed because it was starving the economy, or it could just be a glitch. I don't know. But I looked at other charts, and yeah, we are up 1,472%. Whether this is statutory or real, I don't know. But yeah, up 1,472% in gold, up 56% in stocks. So yeah, Lebanese stocks are way down in terms of real money. Now, if we go to the next one, see gold. Oh, here is also a hyperinflationary economy. And yes, the UK is in hyperinflation because its bond market keeps rising and rising, which is destroying its central bank's balance sheet. It's the rising interest rates that are destroying the money, which is what always happens at the end of a hyperinflationary cycle. I don't think there's any escape for the British pound or the Bank of England because they directly financed their government during the lockdown period. They were the only Western country to actually do that. And that is a big no-no. That's what led to hyperinflation in Israel, and it's what is leading to hyperinflation in the UK. So anyway, gold and British pounds up 84% in the last 10 years. If we compare that to stocks in the UK over the last 10 years, up 14%. So it's not as extreme as in Lebanon or in Turkey, but stocks are up 14%, gold is up 84%. UK stocks are way down in terms of real money because the need for real money is more extreme than any other need. Now, I'm going to skip Argentina for a second. We go to Weimar. Weimar, we see here a graph from 1922. We do not have very full information from this time period, but we have this from the Book of Economics of Inflation. We see here that wholesale prices rose about on par with the dollar exchange rate. And the dollar exchange rate really is the gold exchange rate because the dollar was $21 an ounce of gold back then, and the US dollar was on a hard gold standard in 1922. So we see here wholesale price and the dollar exchange rate, which is really the gold exchange rate, are up the highest in 1922. This does not even take into account the 1923 hyperinflation when it really got crazy. We don't have a chart for that, unfortunately, on this scale. Cost of living up 3,200 times or something like that. So if you hoarded gold, then your cost of living actually went down by, was it 3,200, 4,800 times, or I don't know, whatever the math is. You know, you're able to live better on gold, even in a hyperinflationary Weimar economy. And if you look at the prices of stocks all the way down, they're up just over 1,000-fold, but nowhere near the price of gold. Okay, now we're going to go to Argentina, and something weird is happening here. So gold price in Argentina up 75 times in 10 years. That is pretty good, 75 times. But if we look at the Argentinian stock exchange, we have in July, it was at 3,226.38 points. The Merval Buenos Aires stock market exchange, something, whatever. And now it is up to 441,469. That is an advance of 134 times. Could it be that the Argentine stock market is overvalued? Yeah, I would say so, since the Argentinian peso is hyperinflating by any standard. It is definitely hyperinflating. And the Argentine stock market is almost up twice as fast as the gold price. What is going on? There is some kind of weird thing going on in the Argentine stock market. I would bet my bottom gold ounce. No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to be speculating in Argentinian stocks. I don't really care. But I would bet my reputation on eventually, when the Argentinian monetary system completely implodes, and it has before and it will again, when it completely implodes, all of these stocks will be way, way down versus gold and Argentine peso terms. I would bet my reputation on it. I don't know how long it's going to take, but this is an outlier. So if you're interested in shorting Argentinian stocks and you believe in this little theory of mine that money is more important than any other commodity in a time of hyperinflationary craziness, because you need a commodity to divide labor more than you need any single commodity for any single person. Because if the division of labor breaks down, you're eating each other's brains, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to eat each other's brains. The point of gold and silver is to not eat people's brains, which is, you know, I'm not really into eating brains so much these days. I have like a fear of mad cow disease. So it's like the one organ I don't eat. I'd rather not be in that situation. So that's why I hoard gold. That's the only reason, because I don't want to eat brains. You can quote me on that. Okay. And yes, it is true that in a hyperinflationary scenario, not everyone is going to get to keep their jobs. So you're going to have some people who become unemployed because their jobs are worse than useless, like tax collectors or transgender child grooming specialists or doctors who specialize in sex change operations for children without parental consent.
If you do not give me the combination to the air shield, Dr. Slotkin will give your daughter back her old nose!
Those people will be unemployed. And you know what? I'm not so sad about that. So let the unemployment begin. And I hope they can learn how to, like, I don't know, plant corn instead of mutilate children. But okay, people are good at what they do, whatever it might be. Who am I to judge? I'm a human. Have a good day and keep stacking, man.